Imagine doing this for your new club.
It's absolutely sensational. Rashford at his brilliant best.
Marcus Rashford is scoring goals on big Champions League nights, while Ruben Amorim can't even string together 2 wins.
But also I wonder what Ruben Amorim would be thinking watching that tonight.
Yeah, I think I'll be thinking, what have I done? I've let that go, and Man United obviously struggling, but...
That man for real walked into United and thought this demon was the problem.
I'm not surprised. I said yesterday that I think he's a fantastic player, great talented player. So his skills are unbelievable.
Imagine being someone like Ahmad, watching Rashford play with this kind of freedom, while you are just sprinting up and down the right flank as a wingback. Rashford must feel so vindicated, kicked out of his boyhood club, doubted by everyone.
He's done well for the club, but over the last year or two, whatever about talent at a big club, if your attitude's not quite right, and his certainly hasn't been great recently, sometimes I think it's good to part ways.
You know, I actually think we talk about Marcus Rashford too much, if I'm being totally honest. You know, he's a good player. He's not a great player.
Even United's own supporters.
Rashford's not good enough. Rashford's got to go.
Sell him in January.
100% sell him in January, 100%. Yeah.
Then, with the world watching, with the England national team manager watching, he turns into prime CR7.
What a night he is having on Tyneside.
He's now got 2 in the Champions League, Darren.
Mike, this is absolutely sensational from Marcus Rashford. Thomas Tuchel is there watching on.
This is legit a Ronaldo-esque strike.
Just to hear the fans behind you, I don't know if you can, Marcus, but the Barcelona fans are singing Rashford, Rashford.
I don't know what the Magpies ever did to Rashford, but he just loves dunking on them. This is what he did to them in a cup final.
Oh, it's deflected and in! And Manchester United really have got a grip of it now!
Glazing aside, Rashford didn't have the best first half against Newcastle. At times, he's a blue ball player. By that, I mean he does everything right, his runs get your balls tingling, but when it comes to the end product, he leaves you lacking. Well, I don't know if these guys injected him with roids or something at half, but he went crazy.
And of course, I said in the halftime, I said to him, please score 2 goals. No, it was not like that.
Picking up a brace when Barca desperately needed it. This is what life can be like when you leave Manchester United.
So Deco and I, we spoke before the season what we need, and we need a player like him. So happy have him here in Barcelona.
He legit fell upwards, kicked out of a club that was battling relegation to join one of, if not the biggest club in the world.
Part of what could be an amazing season for Barcelona. A lot of people are saying, myself included, that they will go far in this competition. And he's in his career at Manchester United, he's played for a giant, but he hasn't won giant trophies at Manchester United. It gives him the opportunity now he's at Barcelona to do that.
Yamal's injury definitely gave Rashford more responsibility right away, but this is exactly why I thought he was a good signing. It was such a low-risk, high-reward situation. At his best, this is what Rashford can give you. Goals, assists. His best position is on the left wing, and you see what he's capable of.
For me, he can get better and better and better, playing the way they did today, playing from the left side.
Worst case scenario, there's no way he can be worse than Fati, and he's on lower wages. Then on top of being a beast at the left wing position, Rashford is actually someone who's very versatile. He can play up front if needed, and take the load off Lewandowski. He can play anywhere in the front three, on the left, on the right, down the middle.
I'll be on the left, and even if I have a good game, I'll be seeing what's happening on the right, and I'll be like, oh, I wish I was on the right today. So it's one of them. But as long as I'm, helping the team and, trying to find ways to have an influence on the game, then...
He easily links up with the midfielders, and as we have seen so far, he has a great goal-scoring ability. This is someone who throughout his career has shown that he can take over a game by himself. He can make moments of magic. He can beat his man and curl a top corner, and he can do it from any position on the pitch. Now the funny thing is that true Rashford fans won't be surprised by any of this. They saw his journey and know exactly what he's capable of.
There right now is Marcus Rashford. He was ahead of Mbappe, he was ahead of Haaland. I mean, that shows how highly he can be rated. Do you think he's in that calibre?
Absolutely.
This is someone who was listed in The Guardian as the best United prospect in the 2014 next generation. He was training with United's first team at the age of 16, back when David Moyes was still in charge. Rashford was a generational talent. Unfortunately for him, his rise coincided with the worst period in United's history. Let me take you back to February of 2016. Man United were desperate. 13 first-team players were injured.
So now we have 13 players injured or not capable to play.
They had a crucial Europa League match and had barely any attackers left. As a result, a teenager named Marcus Rashford was called up last minute. Then just before kickoff, Martial got injured in the warm-up. so Rashford was thrown into the starting 11.
18-year-old Marcus Rashford in at the last minute.
He didn't have any time to overthink, no time to prepare. He just had to play, and he exploded. 2 goals in the second half. A 5-1 win. And just like that, Rashford became Manchester United's youngest ever goal scorer in a European competition, breaking a record that was once held by George Best. But he wasn't even done yet. 3 days later, Arsenal came to Old Trafford. Rashford started again, and again he scored twice, this time in the Premier League. He even assisted the 3rd goal, a 3-2 win against one of United's biggest rivals. 2 games, 4 goals, 1 assist. The footballing world was stunned. Louis van Gaal, the manager at the time, called it fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Rashford had arrived. And then came the Manchester derby, City vs United, blue vs red. He was just 18 years old, but he didn't care. He danced past City's defense and slaughtered at home.
Fantastic strike! Marcus Rashford.
The only goal of the match. United's first away win at City in 4 years. Rashford became the youngest scorer in the history of the fixture in the Premier League era, even breaking Wayne Rooney's record. Week after week, the kid kept proving that he wasn't a one-hit wonder. A stunning goal against West Ham in the FA Cup, another winner against Aston Villa. Then he was leading the line at Wembley in the FA Cup final. United lifted the trophy, and Rashford lifted his first silverware. All of this coming just 3 months after his debut. By the end of that season, Rashford had scored 8 goals in 18 games. He won the Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year award, and he signed a new contract because everyone at United knew they had a gem. This Marcus Rashford is still in there somewhere. He still has that ability in him. Now I know what you guys might be saying. Ped, this is ages ago. Trump was still in his first presidency. Well, here's the thing, guys. United has been a graveyard for careers. As soon as players leave, they instantly get better. So the fact that Rashford was this good, despite the clown show around him, it says a lot about his ability. Between 2017 and 2019, Marcus Rashford wasn't just growing into a Manchester United star. He was becoming one of the most exciting young talents in world football. He started in a 4-0 thrashing of West Ham. He actually set up Lukaku's first goal of the season, showing the world that he could be a creator as well as a scorer. A week later, he came on as a sub and scored the opening goal against Leicester. And when he made his Champions League debut in September, he scored again, making it 6 different competitions where he'd scored on his debut. People forget this because it seems like ages ago, and frankly it was. But Marcus Rashford is a special player, and he wasn't slowing down either. He got 2 goals and an assist against Burn Albion in the EFL Cup. He got a game-winning goal against CSK Moscow in December to send United into the Champions League knockouts. By October that year, he already had 12 goal contributions in just 16 games. So it came as no surprise that he finished 3rd in the Golden Boy Award, only behind Kylian Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele. He was being talked about as the future of football, which came as no surprise because look at the 2 guys ahead of him for that Golden Boy Award. They're doing pretty well for themselves. For many fans, Rashford was the one shining light in a United side that still hadn't found its identity since Sir Alex Ferguson left. But then came a challenge for him.
It's been reported by Dimarzio is saying that in the last few hours Manchester United have moved for Alexis Sanchez to Manchester United.
In January of 2018, United signed Alexis Sanchez, a player who at the time had done incredible for Arsenal before he joined the Red Devils. People wondered if Rashford would still get minutes. Would he be pushed out? Well, he answered in the best way possible. On March 10th, 2018 against Liverpool, Rashford scored both goals in a 2-1 win. It was his first Premier League start of the year, and he delivered. He followed that up with an assist against Sevilla in the Champions League, and then scored the winner on the final day of the Premier League season against Watford. Even though he was sometimes played out of position, Rashford still found a way to make an impact. It's that versatility that I was telling you guys about, the same versatility that he will provide Barca. That year, Mourinho had a lot of faith in him. He featured in almost every single game. Then before the 2018-2019 season, he was handed the iconic number 10 shirt, the same one worn by Rooney, Van Nistelrooy, and Teddy Sheringham. For a local academy kid, it was a huge moment, and it showed a massive amount of belief from the club. Then when Ole took over as the interim manager in December of 2018, Rashford exploded. He scored in Ole's first game in charge, just 3 minutes in against Cardiff. Then he got goals against Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Tottenham. He wasn't just scoring, he was dominating these games. He was playing with confidence, flair. Ole called him a different class, and said that he had the potential to become one of the best strikers in the world.
Absolutely top class to work with, great kid, great attitude.
And he looked like it. His movement, his shooting. There is not a lot of players who have that sort of pace and power, but are also very good technically on the ball. Rashford ended up reaching 150 appearances for the club, scored in 4 straight league games, a record that only Rooney and Ronaldo had matched at that age, and he became United's youngest player ever to do it. In January of 2019 alone, he was named the Player of the Month, he got the Goal of the Month,
Get the shot off, Rashford! Oh, outstanding!
and he even picked up Premier League Player of the Month, the first United player to win it in over 2 years. But you know what was the real highlight? That unforgettable night in Paris.
It's Paris Saint-Germain versus Manchester United on a night that needs to be one of Manchester United's great European occasions.
The 6th of March 2019, the Champions League round of 16. United were down 2-0 from the first leg against Paris Saint-Germain. Everyone counted them out. They had a lot of injuries, and nobody thought that they could come back against a star-studded PSG team. Except for Rashford. He stepped up. He assisted a goal.
On himself, still by Buffon! Oh, they've got another one!
And then in the final minute, scored a penalty to win the tie.
Oh, he smashed it in!
Think about how crazy that was. It was his first ever competitive penalty, and it came at the most crucial moment possible. Score and United are through, but if he missed, they would have been sent packing. At just 21 years old, Rashford became the second youngest United player after Wayne Rooney to score 9 goals in Europe. Ole called him fearless, and he was. He had outplayed Mbappe on a big night. Maybe we will see the same, this time in a Barca jersey. Throughout all the chaos, the managerial changes, and a team still trying to rebuild, Rashford was a beacon of hope. He wasn't just a talented player, he was the player that United fans look for magic. Essentially, he was their Lamine Yamal. In a struggling team, he was carrying the weight. He looked like he was destined to become a United legend. Again, you might be saying this is old news. How far back are we going to show that Rashford was a good player? Well, let me take you back to 2023, where Rashford won the Player of the Year for United. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who cares about the Player of the Year award for that bum club? Well, Rashford won it because he was unreal that season. Just a year before that, his United future looked uncertain. He scored only twice under Rangnick, lost his place in the team, and looked a shadow of the electrifying talent that once burst onto the scene. He didn't even get on the pitch in United's final few games of the 2022 season. Back then, there were already whispers starting. Maybe it was time for a fresh start elsewhere. But under Ten Hag, Rashford exploded. He finished the 2023 season with 30 plus goals in all competitions, his best ever tally, and the highest by any United player since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Rashford was the first United player to reach that milestone since Robin van Persie in the 2013 season. And in his entire goal tally, just 1 penalty. All of his goals pretty much from open play. Rarely any tap-ins, rarely any pens, just ethical football. For a club that had struggled for attacking consistency in recent years, Rashford became the spark, the game changer. Rashford wasn't just United's top goal scorer, he was their entire attack. Because after the World Cup, he found another gear. From late December into spring, he scored 17 goals in 19 games. He scored at the Camp Nou, a taste of what he can do for Barca. He got a winner against Wolves, another at Wembley in the Carabao Cup final. In that stretch, there wasn't a hotter player in Europe. His new celebration, the finger to the head, went viral. It showed the confidence he was playing with. He wasn't just scoring, he was leading that team. Part of his transformation obviously came down to the fact that he was staying healthy. After years of pushing through injuries, Rashford finally had a clean run where he was playing without pain. He started more games than anyone else in the squad. Only De Gea and Bruno had played more. That availability helped him build rhythm, and that rhythm helped him create moments of magic for United. Under Ten Hag's system, Rashford had the freedom to attack, and he honestly looked reborn. He was scoring some beautiful goals, cutting in from the left and banging it in. And to be honest, even when you look at his 2025 season, Rashford still had that ability. He wasn't kicked out of United because he was a bad player. In the first few games under Amorim, he looked fantastic. He was scoring, and it looked like the Portuguese system could actually help him reach the levels that we once saw. The issue wasn't footballing ability, but rather the fact that Amorim thought that Rashford lacked work ethic, that he didn't train hard enough.
I have nothing against Marcus. I just have to make the same rules for everybody, and that for me it's so simple.
Now, we don't know what went on behind the scenes. We don't know who's in the right, who's in the wrong. But if Rashford truly had attitude issues, then Emery would not have requested him for his Villa side. It only took a few sharp seconds under the Spanish manager to prove why Rashford was still worth believing in. Those seconds, between Lucas Digne's curling pass and Rashford's perfect finish, felt like a breath of fresh air for both the player and the club. It was Rashford's first goal in Aston Villa colours, and it was a moment that reminded everyone watching there's still a top player in there. Emery saw what Deco saw, a player who has firepower, movement, instinct. Look at his goal against Preston. It wasn't flashy, it was a striker's finish, sharp movement, a cool head, and then a clean strike into the bottom corner. It was the kind of goal that comes from years of elite level football, from a player whose muscle memory still knows exactly what to do when the ball drops in the right area. And then against PSG, Rashford was Villa's most dangerous player. He was causing so much damage that night. He had a team that made it to the Champions League final, clenching their cheeks every single time he got the ball. That's the type of quality he brings. As a left winger under Flick, I don't see any reason why Rashford can't be rejuvenated. The German has a magical touch. Everyone he touches improves. I hope he touches me next. Players like Ferran Torres, Eric Garcia, even Lewandowski looked done at one point in Barcelona colors. Yet Flick came in and he transformed them. No reason the same can't be done for the Englishman. Rashford on lower wages offers incredible depth. He can play on the left wing, allowing Rafinha to go to the middle. We've seen how good the Brazilian looks playing as an attacking midfielder, playing in that Olmo role. And now he can do it freely because his replacement at left wing is still a quality player. On top of that, Rashford can play on the right when Yamal needs a rest. This is a player that has the ability to beat his man and score a worldie from anywhere on the pitch. Yes, he's at his best on the left wing where he can cut inside onto his preferred right foot, but I've also seen him cook defenders on the right hand side. I've seen him put up incredible numbers playing as a number 9. What's important about Rashford is that he's someone who can create moments of magic, and when you look at this Barca side, there's not actually as many players as you think that can do that. It's Yamal and it's Rafinha, and I would argue Rafinha has had those moments of magic when he's been allowed to roam freely, not when he's stuck on the left hand side. Olmo can do it too, but how healthy is that guy? For me, Rashford is a very low risk, high reward situation. His wages are lower than Fati's, and he was willing to take a pay cut to come to Barca. So even if it doesn't work out, he is just a rotational option. Barca's season doesn't depend on Rashford, so whether he gets injured or he's inconsistent again, they're not major issues for Barca. What the club really needs is the ability to rest their best guys without seeing a drop off in quality. They need to be able to rest Rafinha for a game and not worry about losing points. With so many different competitions and injuries constantly happening, it's a luxury to be able to have someone like Rashford who can play, because he offers a flash of energy and brilliance off the bench. When Barca are going to be grinding it out against the terrorist low blocks of La Liga, a player like Rashford can unlock those blocks. Whether he's starting or coming on in the 65th minute, this is a player that can make things happen. I mean, just imagine Balde and Rashford running at Trent Alexander-Arnold on that left hand side. Too much pace and power. All Rashford has to do is put his head down and work hard, listen to Flick's instructions, and do what he says, because the quality and ability is there, and the one guy that can bring it out of him is the German. For anybody that's doubting Rashford, just remember, Ferran was doubted too, by Barca's own fan base. To see how the Spaniard rejuvenated his career, you gotta watch this video right here.